You are responsible for your own success. I'll tell you what, my parents never came up with the idea that I was going to go to the Wharton Business School. I did. My parents didn't say, I want you to take the PSAT training at Kaplan's and the SAT training at Kaplan's. I said, I want to take the SAT training and the PSAT training. My parents didn't wake me up at 8 o'clock in the morning on Saturdays to go do the training at Kaplan's, to take the subway up there every Saturday morning. But I knew that if I was going to get into the Wharton Business School, I needed the grades, I needed the test scores. My parents didn't tell me to get onto the varsity wrestling team and go risk getting my ass kicked every week in the Bronx. I did that. Nobody told me to do anything. I did it all, and when I didn't do it, I didn't get it. I was not always a great student. My dad said to me, hey, come with me. And we get in the elevator and we ride down to the basement of the apartment building, and in the basement is where our car is parked. 1972 Chrysler Newport, one of the biggest two-door cars ever made in the history of Detroit. You know, that metallic brown Chrysler color with a white vinyl top. We drive out up the FDR Drive to 125th Street exit, and now we're driving through Harlem. And I'm like looking around like, what the hell are we going? And he pulls up in front of this high school, and there's like 1,000 giant black guys playing basketball, shooting hoops in the schoolyard in front of the high school. And he says, you see that school there? I said, yeah. I'm 12 years old. He says, if you don't get into Stuyvesant High School, I'm going to have them bus you up to this school, and you're going to be the only little white kid in the school, and they're going to kick your ass every goddamn day. Do you understand?
You know, when I was 17 years old, I wanted to be a class officer. I ran to be the treasurer. And I got up to give my speech, and I sucked. And I was so hard on myself that I never ran for office again. And it took me a long time to realize, you know, when I became a speaker, I started out as a speaker, I wasn't good. Then I became better, and then better. And then by the time I spoke at Medical Sur Hospital in Mexico City, I was pretty good. See? And you need to understand that as an advocate for the patient, you're going to start out and you're not going to be perfect. You can't be perfect. You got to just do the best you can, right? That's how you use your stories to teach the information. You could just say, look, you're not going to be perfect every time. Selling is a transference of confidence. That's what they're buying. They're not really buying a part. They're not really buying anything. What they're buying is your confidence that your solution is going to solve their problem. That's what they're actually buying. They're not buying your salve or your cream. They're buying your confidence that that cream is going to solve their problem. I wouldn't believe in it so much if you weren't so freaking confident about it. Selling is a transference of confidence. And that's one of the things I love so much about going on TV, is that when you're on TV, you're 100% present in the moment. And because you're so present in the moment, you're not like overthinking what you're supposed to say. And as a result, the real smart stuff comes out of your mouth when you're on TV. I had never in my life said that selling is a transference of confidence. I had never even thought that idea before, but on national TV, that's what came out of my mouth. And a lot of smart people have pointed out that line as being a really smart thing, and it is.
Hey, my name is Olga, and my piece of cheese, before you get to writing a book about your mentor and mentioning, you have to find the mentor. Or maybe if you're lucky, the mentor will find you. It is extremely important to have a good mentor.
Hey man, if I didn't have the great mentors that I had, I would not be who I am today. You know, but I went and really studied everything, bought everything. Like, for example, you know how Angela has all my stuff? Okay, well, I didn't have all of Dan Kennedy's stuff. So when he sold the collected works of Dan Kennedy over 40 years, I paid $3,200 to buy all of his ads and magazines and things that he wrote. I paid $3,200 to get 2 binders full of Dan Kennedy stuff. You get it for free. All you have to do is collect it. I collect all his stuff. I have it saved. All the shit that I give you, the order forms, the magazines, the books that I publish, you need to study them and try to make your own versions of them, because they are all marketing. Even Dan Kennedy teaches my material. There's a picture of him at his info summit with my magazine displayed on the Elmo, projected overhead, with the audience. I have that photo. One of my students was there and sent me the photo. So if Dan Kennedy is teaching about my magazines, you should be saving them, learning from them, all the stuff that I do.